Hello friends, you're watching the Seated Scribe, a channel where we discuss pens and writing, and I am Rudrashish Datta. In today's episode, we will look at a pen from the house of Lamy, a premier German pen manufacturer which has been turning out pens across a wide range of prices and marketing products which go through a rigorous quality control process that focuses on the last aspect of each individual pen piece. Therefore, we do not have very many examples of a Lamy busting a buyer's expectations on the quality front. Today, we will look at an iconic product of Lamy titled and marketed as Lamy All Star in what they call the black purple color version with a fine nib. So without any further delay, let us flip the camera and focus on the pen. Well friends, Lamy All Star is marketed in this part of the world in boxes like these. The classic Lamy cardboard box with the product information pasted as a label in this part of the outer cardboard sleeve. Let me open this, and this is the actual cardboard box which houses the pen. So inside we have a cartridge supplied, then we have the pen, and a hologrammed warranty card. So let me keep this aside and look at the pen. Okay, so this is what they call the Lamy All Star in the black purple version. To look at the pen's body first, well, the finials at the cap end has a characteristic plus engraving which indicates that this is a fountain pen from Lamy. Then we have the characteristic Lamy clip which is stiff but functional. The other end of the finial it has a hole inside, it's otherwise flat with a Lamy being engraved in this part of the barrel. There are slit holes, longish in shape, at two places, one at this end, another at the diametrically opposite end. This is actually the window which will give the user the opportunity to look at the level of ink inside the cartridge. So let me open this. Let me keep the cap aside, and this is the pen. The Lamy All Star has the characteristic interchangeable Lamy nib with a plastic feed, and we have this cardboard stopper which is actually a precautionary item. It prevents the screwing up of this end to this end to the fullest extent, which will actually puncture the cartridge which is inside this barrel. So before first use, one has to open this cardboard ring, put the cartridge in, and there is one aspect which I would like to draw your attention to, and this is true of most Lamy cartridges. the cartridge has to be punctured at the wider end and not at the narrower end. This is a mistake which many first time users often make. It is this wider end that has to be punctured through the feed. So let me put it inside. Yes, and so it is punctured. Interestingly, the grip section is translucent. We can actually see the fins of the feed and the plastic stick that connects the ink chamber of the cartridge with this nib section. One important feature of Lamy All-Star, which incidentally is a favorite among many, but also is something over which many users have their reservations, and that is this ergonomically designed grip section. As we can see, the grip section is actually not perfectly round. There is a step down and a step up at this end. There is a gradual step down leading to two flat sections of the grip, which actually is meant to house the two fingers like this, and then it tapers gradually outwards to this section where the grip section meets the barrel. So this aspect of the grip section actually is a favorite among many users, as I have known, but at the same time this can be slightly uncomfortable for those who may have slightly non-conventional grips while using fountain pens. So this is largely the physical outward appearance of Lamy All-Star, and there is one important feature which I would like to point out, and that is typically this nib, like most Lamy nibs, are interchangeable. I have brought in a fine version of this Lamy nib, and these nibs are actually interchangeable. So in any case, if there is an issue with the thickness of letters, users can easily order a nib with a different thickness and put it into the pen. So this roughly is the appearance of Lamy All-Star. We will now go to the writing sample and see how the fine nibbed version of the pen works. Well friends, before I actually go for the writing sample, I would take some size and weight comparisons of Lamy All-Star by placing it in the vicinity of other popularly used pens. So this is Lamy All-Star capped. This is TWSBI Eco. This is the Blanc Meister Stroke. This is the typical Luxure high-tech point. This is the Kaweco Brass Sport. So clearly, in terms of length, Lamy All-Star is slightly longer than average sized pens. So let me put this aside, and now it will take some weight comparisons. Okay, so when capped, This pen weighs 22 grams. Without the cap, it weighs 13 grams. So the cap weighs 9 grams. It's a comfortable weight for a fountain pen. So now let me take a writing sample to see how the pen fares. For today's writing sample, I'll be using a rather thinnish 70 GSM sheet. I would write it unposted. Well, the fine version of Lamy All-Star is a smooth writer. It has just that perfect balance of a wetness. It's neither too wet nor too dry, but I do get a hint of a characteristic feedback from the page, which is perhaps characteristic of most Lamy pens. And in terms of wetness, the pen is not gushingly wet. It's wet but not gushingly wet. And with regard to nib width variations, I get a slight hint of a flex, a slight hint, but that may not be enough to give a calligraphy like character to the letters. So that is it. The pen is a smooth writer with that touch of a feedback, which many users of fountain pens do find satisfying, rather than a pen that glides frictionless over a page. So this is all about Lamy All-Star in terms of its writing sample. It is eminently usable, it can be recommended, and since it carries a price tag which is perhaps in the mid-ranged bracket, Lamy All-Star is actually a pen that is a workhorse for many Lamy fans. So this is all about Lamy All-Star. I'll be back with another review of another pen in a few days. Till then, stay safe, goodbye, keep watching, liking, subscribing and sharing. Thank you.